All right, guys, welcome to the ShopBot demonstration video. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to start by taking a block, and I've got a box of wooden blocks probably sitting on the shelf right here next to you. So you're going to grab your 2x3 block, and what you're going to do is you're going to position it inside the vise. So we have this vise here. You're going to want to make sure that you put it in the proper direction or orientation. So basically, what you're going to want to do is think about your coordinate system. So remember your left-hand rule. So if I'm standing at the corner of the ShopBot and I'm facing towards this direction, so I've got the computer behind me and I'm facing towards the machine and I use my left-hand rule, the longest dimension of the machine, in other words, how long the machine is, the 8-foot length is the X direction. The shortest direction of the machine, the 4-foot long direction of the machine, is your Y direction, okay? So X is 8 feet, Y is your 4 feet, okay? So if that's our coordinate system, we want to position our block just like this, okay? Looking at it from the top view, this is exactly how I want that block to sit in the machine in relationship to the table. Now, if you need to log into the computer, the information is right here on the computer screen. The password is student, and if you need to log into the user, it's this /student. You can read it right on the screen. If you need to log into the software, on the desktop, you're going to see ShopBot 3. I know it's difficult to see in the video, but you're going to see ShopBot 3. Usually it's already logged in, but if it's not, you can double click on that and it will start controls, and then you'll see this little red box show up, okay? All right, so now we're ready to get going. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to move the tool to the 0 point on your material, okay? So I'm going to do that by pressing K. I'm sorry, everything's backwards on the video, but you guys are smart, you'll figure it out. You're going to press K on your keyboard, okay? Once you get K, you're going to get this little jogging screen. When you get this jogging screen, you're going to be able to use the arrows on your keyboard to move the machine in X and Y. And then you're going to be able to use page up and page down to move the Z axis of the tool. So I'm going to shift my camera. So you can see that I'm just moving my arrows on my keyboard. And I'm going to position my tool so that the tool center point, the very, very tip of this tool, is touching, and I got to tighten my material in there. I forgot to do that. That's not good. I'm going to touch that tool without crashing the tool, meaning hitting the material, to that back corner there. So I'm going to go page down. Sometimes you got to tap it because you don't want to hit the material. And your goal is to get it as close as possible, again, without hitting anything. All right. So once you are on that corner of the material on the top surface, now we're ready to tell the machine that that is our 0, our user coordinate system, which in G code we call our G54. So if you go over back to the computer, you're going to notice that all of these numbers over here in the red screen are kind of random because you've moved the tool center point off into space. We want them all to say 0. So you're going to click on where this says 0 axes. It's the little blue box here. And then you're going to get a series of checkpoints, checkboxes. These are where you select which axes you want to force these counters to go to 0. In this case, we want all of them to go to 0. So put a checkbox next to each of these and click 0. Now you're going to notice that all of these say 0. So now we're ready to go and load our program and run it, and it's going to start using your coordinates from that location. So you're going to want to also just double check and make sure that the tool center point is in the proper location. And then while this window is open, your K, which is your jogging screen, you're going to probably want to page up just to move that tool up and away, as you can see I'm doing, just so that when you first start your program, it doesn't start on the material. Even though your first rapid move should be to go 0.1 above, it's always a good idea not to start it from there. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab this little flash drive, you're gonna plug it right in here into this little gray extender for the USB, plug it right in. If the yellow window is still open, you're just going to click the little X. I'll show you. I think it was open before. You're just going to click the little X and you're going to close it. And then you're going to go to File, which is in the top left. And you're going to part load file. Once you part load file, you're going to go and you're going to look for your file. If you don't see it, that's because the file types on the bottom of this window need to be changed to G-code files. Just drop the arrow down and go down to G-code files. And then you'll see it on your USB. Pick your file and open it. And then click the Start button right here in the red window. A bunch of windows are going to come up. Just keep clicking OK, and I'm going to shift my camera. So now I'm going to click OK. The spindle should start. And now it's going to plunge. It's going to do its bevel around the outside perimeter. That's a speed of 30 inches per minute. Now it's going to plunge and do the C, the I, and the M. Spindle stops. Before you reach in, make sure that the spindle comes to a complete stop. I would also press K on the keyboard and I would raise the spindle just so you don't hit your hand or nick your knuckles while you're reaching in to loosen the vise and pull your part out. And there we go. That's our, it's kind of dark here. It's hard to see with the shadow, but that's our finished product. All right. Thanks for watching.